welcome back to the Nerdy Grail and welcome to a brand new Comic Con vlog. Now, normally when I do a Comic Con vlog, I usually start you off, filming where I'm in my cosplay, me and my fiancé are getting ready for the day, and I show you the things that we're planning on doing, and I show you, what I'm planning on getting to sign. Well, I'm doing things a little bit differently this time, so this is sort of an opening clip where I am going to talk you through what's going to happen when I go to the Comic Con. So this is the night before the Comic Con, so I'm going to quickly run down who I'm planning on seeing, and what I'm planning on getting on signed, and who I'm having photos with, and just my hopes for the Comic Con. So I'm planning on anticipating to dress up again. Who am I planning on dressing up as? Well, ideally, I'm probably going to have a go at dressing up as Sacha Dhawan's incarnation of the Master again. And my fiancé might dress up as a new variant of Missy as well, so doing our Master Duo again. But we haven't quite finalised that yet, but I'm fairly certain that's what we're planning on doing. We've got a fair few guests that we're actually planning on seeing. Most of them are related to one particular show in particular, and that being Doctor Who, but there are some other guests going to the convention that we're planning on seeing. What is this Comic Con? Well, it is the Cardiff Comic Con, Film and Comic Con Cardiff. We've gone to this the past 2 years. I did an actual vlog on it last year, so if you wish to check out that vlog, then you're more than welcome to do so. This is held at the Utilita Arena in Cardiff, and so this will be our 3rd year going. And who are we going to see? Well, there's lots of guests that we're planning on going to see. The first guest on the list that we are going to try and see is the one and only Millie Gibson. Now, we did see Millie Gibson at London Film and Comic Con Winter last year, which I've also got a vlog for that. So if you want to check out my vlog for London Film at Comic Con, then please feel free to do so. It was great seeing Millie. It was her first Comic Con at the time, I believe. And now she's coming to the Cardiff Comic Con, and so we are going to see her again. I have actually bought myself a diamond pass this time for Millie. Yeah, I know. After last time in London, I thought maybe I might go for it. And what am I getting her to sign? Well, apart from obviously getting another photo with Millie, I am getting her to sign one of my steelbooks. Now, she's already signed my Series 1 steelbook, but this time I'm planning on getting her to sign my copy of Doctor Who Season 2 on steelbook, because obviously she does appear in a couple of episodes in this series, in Lucky Day and Wishworld and The Reality War. So then that means I'll have Ruby Sunday's signature on both of my Doctor Who Ncuti Gatwa steelbooks. Another guest that I'm planning on meeting is Catherine Stewart, who, in terms of the world of Doctor Who, she's done lots of other things, but in terms of Doctor Who, she is part of the Paternoster gang, who plays Avastra's wife, Jenny, and I am going to be getting her to sign my Doctor Who, the complete 8th series steelbook with Peter Capaldi, because I got Michelle's Gomez's signature on this from my Wales Comic Con vlog a couple of months ago, and I thought I'd add to the signatures, get Jenny's signature on this, because she does appear in Deep Breath, so I'm planning on getting a photo with her and a signature, hopefully. Another person that I am planning on meeting at the convention is Maureen O'Brien, who plays the First Doctor companion, Vicky. I love Vicky. Vicky, Stephen, and the First Doctor are a great TARDIS team. I mean, my favourite TARDIS team from the First Doctor is Barbara, Ian and Vicky. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her. I'm going to get a photo opportunity with her, hopefully. And I'm planning on getting her to sign my copy of Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 2, because back in 2023, at Western-Super-Mare, back when the Comic Con was in the Tropicana Arena, I got Peter Purves, who plays Stephen Taylor, to sign the box set. So I'm hoping that Maureen O'Brien will sign it maybe over this side, so I can have Stephen and Vicky's signature on this steelbook. And the final major guest that I'm planning on seeing and think I'm going to get signed is I'm planning on meeting Chloe Annette, who, if you've watched my unboxing of the Red Dwarf, the complete series Blu-ray box set, I did mention that I'm planning on seeing her. Now, she plays Kachansky in the series, and like I said, I'm planning on getting her to sign this. I'm planning on getting her to sign my Red Dwarf, the complete series 1 to 13 Blu-ray box set. So then it'll be the first signature, and then hopefully I can track down the rest of the crew and get them to sign this set as well. So I'm hoping to get a picture and also an autograph with her there. Some of the other things, obviously, that I'm hoping to do at the convention is maybe see some of the talks. I know I'm not going to get around to all of them, but hopefully I'll get to see some of them. And on top of that, then, I'm also planning on obviously doing a bit of shopping, and obviously I'll get a bit of footage from the convention itself. But now that I've done this long, drawn-out map and plan of who I'm planning on seeing and what I'm planning on getting, let's now cut over to the convention, where I'll show you some footage, and then I will meet you back here to do my haul and give you my thoughts of the convention. So, I will see you all in Cardiff.
I mean, I do still have a master system.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something similar to that. Yeah, they usually take them down. Oh, yeah. I mean, get different strengths, but obviously big cost.
Why he doesn't? It would be good for him.
Just that stigma of being there.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's based on Disney.
Well, we like Disney. I like John C. Reilly.
That's what I'm saying, you know it's good.
Good old John C. Reilly.
No, we didn't. I mean, Jenny and Vastra, well, the only episode that I auditioned for was A Good Man Goes to War. And so I filmed it, and I knew that Jenny was Madame Vastra's sort of housemaid, but there was this sort of underlying thing in the script about that maybe there was more to the relationship that was sort of touched upon. And naively, I didn't really get it until someone maybe mentioned there were a few little sort of lines in it that were kind of flirtatious between them, and I was like, oh yeah.
So I am now back from Comic Con Cardiff for October 2025, and what an experience it has been, and actually an extremely pleasant experience. I had an absolutely fantastic day. Both me and my fiancé, we had a great time, met some lovely people at the convention, saw some familiar faces, met some amazing guests, bought some great merchandise, and the whole day went really, really smoothly. Obviously, it wasn't without one or two little hiccups, which I will discuss with you in this section of the video, but overall, I had a fairly positive experience, and this is now the third year in a row that I've gone to this convention, so I can safely say that this convention just seems to get better and better each year, and hopefully we'll get some even more amazing guests and some bigger guests in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into some different little sections. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is I'm going to talk about like the day I had, and I'm going to show off the autographs and the photographs of the guests that I had signed and had photo opportunities with. And then in the next section, I will then talk about my overall positives, negatives of the day, And then in the final section, I will show off some of the merchandise that I bought at the convention. So let's waste no more time and jump straight into my haul and review and a bit of a reflection, actually, of Comic Film and Comic Con Cardiff for October 2025. So let's start by explaining how our day went off. Well, we arrived at the convention at about 9:45, as I had bought early bird or early entry tickets, so we got entry from 9 a.m. And the first port of call for me was to get my diamond pass that I'd got for Millie Gibson, because after whatever the shambles was that happened last year at the London Film and Comic Con winter last year, I thought I'm not repeating that. So I thought I'm going to get a diamond pass for Millie Gibson to ensure that my autographs and photo opportunities run as smoothly as possible, which I did manage to get. So I did go to the sales desk and I did pick up my Millie Gibson diamond pass, which came on this nice little card, which you could have had on a lanyard. So that's really nice. And they did hole punch at the bottom whenever you got a gift and when you had your like photos and autographs. The gift in which they give you was this giant picture of Millie Gibson, which is really, really nice. It did get a little bit damaged, but hey ho, it's okay. I assumed at the time they thought I was going to get this signed by Millie, but no, I had another thing that I wanted to get signed by Millie, which I'll explain a little bit later. So after we got our diamond pass, we had a little bit of a wander around, had a look at the stalls to see what was going on and to see the layout of the convention, which similar to last year was fairly good, but I'll talk more about that in the positives and negatives. So after we had a wander around, we walked towards the back of the convention where they had all the guests lined up. Now, one thing I will mention straight away, I will touch on it more later, is unfortunately one of the guests that I wanted to see actually didn't turn up, but, cancelled the night before, and that was Maureen O'Brien, who plays Vicky in Doctor Who, so I was really gutted about that, but I'll talk more about that later. So we had a little look, saw all the guests were actually free and signing, so we decided let's knock out all the autographs straight away before all the main people come in, because it was still quite quiet at this time. And so we started with Millie Gibson, which Millie Gibson, we met her last year at the London Film and Comic Con Winter, and she was lovely. She was still a bit rushed, and you couldn't have a proper interaction with her, but it was fairly lovely to see her. And what did I get her to sign? Well, I got her to sign my copy of Doctor Who Season 2. So if I just take this out of the protective sleeve, I got her to sign a copy of Season 1 last year, but this year I've got Millie Gibson to sign my copy of Doctor Who The Complete Season 2. So she wrote my name, she wrote her initials, Millie Gibson, and then she wrote Ruby with a little smiley face at the bottom, which was really, really nice. So that was lovely meeting her. Then after doing that, we moved straight on to the next autograph, which was Chloe Annette, who plays Kachansky in Red Dwarf. Now, she was an absolute star. Me and my fiancé, just popping this down a sec, me and my fiancé, we ended up having about a 40-minute conversation with Chloe Annette. She was lovely. She couldn't stop talking. At one point, she even said, "Oh, I'm awfully sorry, but I'm actually supposed to be signing stuff for you, aren't I? Have you got anything to sign?" She had to stop herself because she couldn't stop talking, and she was inviting other people over to talk. So we ended up having a massive group of people talking. It was lovely, and the people that we were speaking to were great as well. So that was really nice. And we, in the end, we did also end up, apart from just getting something signed, which I'll show you now in a sec, we also got a selfie at the table. So I'll pop a couple of images on the screen of said selfie. There was one image in particular that was quite funny because the person who was taking the photos ended up actually accidentally getting quite close. And so on one of the photos that I'll show, you can see that Chloe was a bit like, "Oh, hold on a minute, you're a bit too close." And that was quite funny to capture that moment. So I thought that was great. What did Chloe actually sign? Well, as mentioned earlier, I said I was going to be bringing my big Red Dwarf The Collection set, the complete series from seasons 1 to 13, to get her to sign. And she did actually sign it towards the top. signing her name, her character and everything, so I thought that was really nice. So that is one signature down from one of the main cast members for Red Dwarf, so hopefully I'll be able to track down the other ones as well. So that was really nice. So thank you, Chloe. It was an honour to meet you. Then, after we met Chloe Annette, we then moved on to see Catherine Stewart, she's been in lots of things like Stella and Misfits and all sorts, but I know her in particular as Jenny Flint from Doctor Who, one of the Paternoster gang who's married to Madame Vastra. We had a nice chat with her. We found out that she's a Doctor Who fan, but not like a massive one, and she usually goes to these conventions with the other two members, so she felt a bit awkward at times, but she was lovely to speak to. And because Maureen O'Brien cancelled, I decided to bring two things for Catherine to sign, and these were the things that I got her to sign. She signed two steelbooks for me, the first of which was my Peter Capaldi The Complete Season 8, so that was my Michelle Gomez signature from last year. But if I flip it over, on the back, she did sign it to Jack, then she got Catherine Stewart, and she also put her character name, Jenny Flint, towards the bottom, so that was really nice. So that was the first steelbook that I got her to sign. But then I thought, I might as well get everything that she was kind of in, really, in terms of Doctor Who signed at the same time. And I also brought with me my Doctor Who The Complete Season 7 or Series 7 steelbook, and she signed it on the back again as well, saying best wishes, and put her character name on there again with signature, because obviously she was more prominent in Season 7B with Clara, as opposed to the first half of the series with Amy and Rory, so I got her to sign the back of the steelbook. So that was really nice. So that was all the signatures that I managed to get. But on top of signatures, we also had plenty of photo opportunities, which we did end up doing. We ended up having another wander around. We did go to a talk, which I'll put a couple of images on the screen of said talk, but I did also have a clip from the talk earlier in the video with Catherine Stewart, who plays Jenny, which was really, really nice. My fiancé even asked her a question. It was a really funny talk, and we learned quite a lot about her. She was very shy at times, but it was a pleasure listening to her talk. But we did get then our photo opportunities. The first photo opportunity that we had of the day was also Catherine Stewart, which I will put the pictures up on the screen as well, but I will show them off here for you. So we did get multiple photos with her. Because we paid for two, we got to have a couple of different poses. So we had a more serious pose, but we also then had a more generic, light-hearted photo as well. So that was really, really nice. And yeah, me and my fiancé, we did dress up as our duo master double act yet again. Then after that, our next photo opportunity of the day was then Chloe Annette, who plays Kachansky. And again, obviously, we had the opportunity to have two different photos. So I will again pop the images of the photos on the screen, but these are them. So we had a nice smiley one, where I decided to grab my lapels, a bit like William Hartnell Doctor style. And then we also then had just a more generic close-up one as well, which was really, really nice. Again, she was lovely. They ran out of battery for the camera at the time, so she ended up coming over and talking to us yet again and remembered us, so that was really nice. And then right at the end of the day, the last photo opportunity I had, which again I'll put a photo on the screen, was I had a photo opportunity with Millie Gibson, which was really, really nice. So now I've had two different photos with Millie, who she was really, really busy, and it was packed at the time. And this is where the Diamond Pass came in handy, because I was literally like the 8th or 9th person to have a photo, so that was really nice, because it was a massive queue at the end of that day. So that was a really nice way to end the day with Millie Gibson. So that is all like the photos and things that I had signed. So now in the next section of this video, I'm going to briefly go over the positives and the negatives of the convention. So this is the positives and negatives section of my Comic Con experience. So obviously let's start with all the good stuff. So the positives of the Comic Con was, like I said earlier in the video, it was such a smooth, pleasant experience. I think the layout again is definitely really, really good. It's definitely gotten bigger. It did share its venue and capacity with, there was like a Lego convention or something going on at the same time. But I've noticed that each year that seems to have been pushed back more and more as the Comic Con has gotten more popular and more busy and has gotten new types of guests. They have definitely shrunk that. So you can definitely see that the convention is doing really well, and that's great to see. They had sign postage everywhere telling you like where the guests were, where the photo opportunities were, you know, where the different types of stores were. So that was really nice. They had different maps and they had different schedules, which I believe I showed a copy of one of the schedules earlier in the video during the vlog, the filming vlog part of it. So that was really nice. You knew everything that was going on. I thought the new location of the photo opportunities was really good. They decided to put there's a little bit of a back area behind a big wall between the toilets where normally people just sit there and chill, but they decided to use that as opposed to putting the photos in the middle of the arena, which can clog up the arena if done wrong. So I think the location, that was really good. The only slight problem that it does have is whenever you wanted to go to the toilet, it did mean that sometimes people got a bit confused as to whether or not the queue was for the toilet or for the photo opportunities, but overall it ran quite smoothly, so that was nice. All the people that I spoke to in terms of the staff there were helpful and friendly. Like instantly I wanted to find out where on earth I could get my diamond passes, and the first person I spoke to said, oh, you'll be able to find that at the sales desk straight away. And then I went to the sales desk and instantly like, oh yeah, we've got that for you here you are. And they gave me all like the insights about it, because like I said, this was the first time I ever did the diamond pass, so it was really helpful and they were really friendly. The people who were doing the talks and the people who were on the stalls were really friendly, really helpful. They would chat to you, they would get stuff down for you, they would check prices. There was one or two even knocked off prices for me, or offered to knock down a price or two for me for various reasons, which I thought was really nice. So I can't complain too much about that. But yeah, overall, staff-wise, perfect, brilliant. I'd say the location of where they put the guests as well, all at the back, was really, really good. Plenty of space, plenty of opportunities to queue up and see all the rest. I thought that was really good. The handlers, in terms of making sure the guests were okay and handling the money and all sorts, it's done really well. I thought they had a lot more food opportunities as well, which was really, really nice. You know, you might have seen some of the footage. We went to a donut store, which was really, really nice with handmade donuts. They had a nice fudge store. They had an extra section for food out the front as well. So there was plenty of opportunities for food or drink inside the venue, as opposed to being in the centre of Cardiff, which, you know, most people would just go out into Cardiff. But you had the option if you wanted to. So that was really, really nice. And I thought that was really good. They kept the talks upstairs, which is always good, because then it's out of the way, because the first year they put it on the ground floor and I don't think that was done really well. So that was another positive of mine. And all the guests I spoke to as well. Like I said, Millie, Chloe, Catherine. In particular, Chloe, like, oh my goodness. Like I said, 40 minutes in a conversation. She remembered us through the day. Catherine was really, really sweet as well. Millie, it was nice to speak to Millie again, but that was really short. But she was really busy. So overall, they were treated well, and it was really, really nice. And all instructions given was clear. There was a lovely variety of stalls. There wasn't a massive focus on Funko Pops this time, which was quite nice to see. They had a massive Funko Pop store, but I'll get into that later in the haul, because I did buy some Funkos. But there was a nice variety of different things, so that was good to see. You know, you get things from, I don't know, like necklaces or 3D prints, figures, Funko Pops, you know, food, drink, posters. You know, there was lots, keychains, there was lots of stuff. So that was really, really good. Obviously, I will briefly talk about negatives, but when I talk about the negatives, there wasn't an awful lot of things to criticise about this con. In my opinion anyway, obviously some people might have a different experience, but I honestly thought it was really good. But if I did have to pick up a couple of things, I would potentially say again, and this is not just a problem with the showmasters in Cardiff, this happens in most Comic Cons. There's very few Comic Cons that I've been to where this is a thing that they have in Plentiful. Sitting arrangements, like there's nowhere to sit down if you're really tired. And when it gets packed, it gets really hot. And so, you know, there's multiple times when me and my fiancé, we had to have a break, but we had to sit on the floor and it was really uncomfortable. And there wasn't even lots of areas to sit down on the floor because they cut off the main area to use for the photo opportunities. So swings and roundabouts there, to be perfectly honest. Then the other negative, and this is just more of a personal one for me because obviously I was hoping to see them, obviously, and it was quite late in the game as well. I got the message through at 10:20 last night before the convention that Maureen O'Brien had cancelled, and that was really unfortunate. And yeah, that would have been a massive negative if she was the only reason that I was going to the convention, so that was really late in the game. So that was a bit of a disappointment for me because I was hoping and praying to get her to sign the Collection Season 2 box set, but that didn't end up happening, but that was more of a personal thing for me. But yeah, and I think also, when I think about the Diamond Pass, fantastic in terms of getting me to the front of the queue for the photo opportunity, but I just feel like maybe it was a little bit overpriced. But, I mean, to be fair, because when you think about it, the pricing individually for an autograph and photo with Millie is $45 and $45, so that's £90. So, and this was 120, so realistically I'm paying that extra 30 for basically a fast track and also a free big poster. So I don't know, maybe price wise it could have been a bit cheaper, could have knocked off a tenner or something, or 15 maybe, but I don't know, that's me just being a bit nitpicky. But overall I had a fairly positive experience and I really enjoyed the convention, and there were some beautiful people that I spoke to and my fiancé spoke to throughout the day, so that was really, really good. But now I'm going to move on to the final part of this video where I'm going to show you my haul of everything that I picked up merchandise-wise at the convention. Then the final part of this video is my haul and merchandise. So I did buy a decent bit at the convention because they had a lot of stalls in there that I was interested in seeing. They had multiple Doctor Who merchandise stalls, and I picked up a couple of sets and a couple of figures. I picked up some Funko Pops. So there's a fair few bits that I can talk about. I think the first thing I'll talk about is the Funkos that I picked up, which I picked up 3 different Funkos from 3 different franchises. So the first one that I picked up, if you've seen previous videos and vlogs from me and my thoughts on certain Funko Pops, you know that I collect Sonic the Hedgehog Funko Pops. And I saw this one. There was plenty that I could have got. I could have got like 6 or 7 Sonic Funkos, to be honest, but I had to pick just one. And the one that I decided to pick up was Neo Metal Sonic. Now, I'm a massive fan of Sonic Heroes. I love Metal Sonic, but Neo Metal Sonic I thought was a really nice Funko Pop to pick up. Really, really good. Love the design, love the cape, absolutely fantastic. And I want to pick up the rest of this line because I don't have SBO, Jet or Blaze. But I thought, yes, Neo Metal Sonic was a must-have and definitely a pickup for me. The next Funko Pop I picked up is a Pokemon Funko Pop. Now, I have a lot of Pokemon Funkos, and there was a lot of Pokemon Funkos that I didn't have that they had at the convention. But this one just spoke to me a lot more. I am a fan of this Pokemon. I do really like it. And that is Mimikyu. Mimikyu from Generation 7. Fantastic Pokemon. Really strong, really powerful. I really love Mimikyu. And when I saw this Funko, I thought, yeah, I'm going to add this to my ever-growing collection of Pokemon Funkos because I've got so many. And this was just a nice little addition to the collection. And then the final Funko I got is a more of a jumbo Funko, like a midi-sized Funko. And this one is a Godzilla Funko because I collect a lot of Godzilla Funko Pops and merchandise. And so this one was a nice addition to the collection. I'm a massive fan of Godzilla -1. And so I thought to add to the collection, I saw this there. There was a Godzilla -1 Funko Pop. And on here it says 2025 Animation Expo Limited Edition Funko. So I thought I'm going to add this to the collection. And it looked really, really nice. Very nice. Very happy to add this to my growing collection of Godzilla merchandise and Godzilla Funko Pops. So that was it in terms of Funko Pops, but I then did get a couple of Doctor Who figurines and merchandise. One of which is, if you've watched previous videos on my channel and you know my thoughts on Doctor Who villains, you know that the Cybermen are my second favourite villains in Doctor Who. And I saw this set and I kind of wanted it for a little while. I do have another version of these Cybermen, but I thought this one looked a little bit better. And that is a little bit of a double figure set, which is the Cyber Leader and a Cyberman from the story Silver Nemesis. Yeah, I really love the Cybermen. I love the 80s design Cybermen. Not necessarily the Silver Nemesis ones, because they do have a bit of a weird design, but you can't actually tell that in this particular double pack. But I thought, I'm going to pick this up because I really like the Cybermen. And then the last thing I picked up was a gigantic figure set that I've been eyeing up for a long, long time. This is a New Who figure set. It has 3 figures inside, and we've had the Cybermen, and this is a Dalek set. Now, this one I did get a little bit of a discount because, you know, as a collector, I usually like to keep my things boxed and tidy, but it did have a slight tear at the top of the box. It's not a terrible one, and it can be easily fixed, but it was at a reduced price. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to pick that up because I know it's a lot more expensive online and in other conventions. But that is the Doctor Who, the Asylum of the Daleks collector's set, which comes with 3 different Daleks, 2 Paradigm Daleks with all this like muddy texture, and then I believe it's a regular bronze Dalek. But I have been eyeing up this set for a long, long time, and I really, really wanted it. But it does say on there what it includes. So it features sound effects featuring the bronze Dalek. It's got the Paradigm Drone, the Supreme Dalek, and then a sound effects version of the bronze Dalek from 2012. Really nice collector's set. Battle damaged and Asylum, what is that? Asylum stamped Daleks. Really, really nice. Do love this set. Absolutely brilliant. Adore it. Absolutely lush. Inmates of the Dalek Asylum. But yeah, fantastic set. And yeah, you can't really notice the damage on it, to be honest, but I got this at a reduced price, so I was really, really happy. So that has been added into the collection, but that is the haul, and that is going to be it for my Film and Comic Con Cardiff vlog for October 2025, and that is it for Comic Cons this year. But stay tuned for 2026 because me and my fiancé are planning, I know I said it last year, but we're aiming for it this year. We're going to go out and try and do some new Comic Cons, so stay tuned for which Comic Cons they might be. But for now, this is going to be it for the Nerdy Grail. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please like it by giving it a thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts on Film and Comic Con Cardiff if you went. Would you go in the future if you haven't been? And subscribe if you are new. But for now, this is the Nerdy Grail signing off. I hope you've had an amazing day and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.